Hey there, how you doing? I hope you are well. This week is actually sort of a continuation of a previous video, but showing you a new ship of an old ship. It is the USS Enterprise NCC-1701E from Star Trek First Contact. This is the Playmates ship that got a lot of complaints. And if you're very familiar with the ship, you probably have already noticed several of them. Let me go ahead and warn you, some of the discoloration here is just because it's old. That's not one of the issues. Let me flip it over and give you a good look at the underside. Of course, you know, the deflector dish was a big part of the movie. Coming down, get a good look at the nacelles. We'll show you that. Of course, the stickers have not aged too well either, but you know, they're 25 years old. Let's see. The buttons are located right here, and I'm going to press them and let you hear what they are. The front one does this. Wait, I thought this. Oh. There we go. It's got to be held at just the right angle. That's the front one. It's sort of a impulsy engine sound, which you can see this impulse engine. Boy, this is. There we go. That sounded more like the impulse engine. I don't know what that first one's supposed to be. And then we've got a red alert klaxon. The three lights you see there on the phasers there as well. The three lights that you see here on the two warp nacelles and the impulse engine are the only lights that light up. But those three lights are actually part of the problem, because that's not what those sections looked like at all in the movie. As I told you in a previous video, when they did Star Trek Insurrection, they redid the ship, and they did a lot of corrections. The first big one you'll notice is that the impulse engine here in the middle has now moved to the two sides, so that this is a shuttle bay here. And the big difference is the Bassard collectors there. They're not exposed. There's actually these sort of grates over them instead of the fully exposed thing like that one had. The main reason that happened was because the Playmates had gotten the early sketches of the ship, which had it so that these four doors around the saucer were going to be the shuttle bays, and this was going to be the primary impulse engine. And you can actually see that in some of the design sketches in some of the books and online now. But that got changed very, very late on to move the impulse engines to these two ports and have the main shuttle bay there in the middle. And the engines, they always had something over them. I think Playmates kind of, even though they didn't have the full design like that yet, they decided to kind of cheat it with this big red bulb. And that's fine, I suppose, for a kid's toy, but this was also around the same time that the adult collectors were starting to get into it, and they were a little frustrated by how different that it looked, and so that's why they made the massive different changes to the design. Of course, on the underside, there's also the difference of the captain's yacht placement, which actually, funny enough, this one actually is slightly more correct because it has this little pod here for the torpedo launcher, whereas this one does not have that. But it does have the situation for the captain's yacht there. This one, it did come with a stand that was basically identical to the one that came with the Insurrection one, but again, this is something I have had for 25 plus years, however long it's been, and I'm not sure I know where that stand is anymore. So, one fun thing also that I had from First Contact was there was a bottle of not shampoo, bubble bath that came out with the movie as well at the same time as the movie. And my parents did get me. My mom always buys me soap stuff for Christmas, bathroom stuff for Christmas, like most parents do. And if she can buy something that has a theme that I like, in this case Star Trek, she would get that. And she bought me the bubble bath, and it all that remains now after all these years is this. It's the little topper that was on the bubble bath. It's the Enterprise, which the funny thing is that this one has the incorrect Bussard collectors, but actually has the correct impulse engines on it. And keep in mind, these came out literally months apart. I'm not sure who's actually sculpted. There is something written on the bottom side of that, if I can read it. It's Paramount Pictures. Made in China. That's about it. But anyways, so yeah, you can see that. I mean, honestly, for a cheap little bathroom shampoo or a bubble bath topper, this was actually pretty decent of a sculpt. So yeah, I thought, and it was the topper itself. It was on a round base that was looked like a moon type of thing that was red, and that's why that's like that. It's just a nice little piece that I can have sitting around on my desk. Well, anyways, that is pretty much it for the Star Trek First Contact ship. I will say thank you. I will see you next time.